Step into the swinging 1960s, a decade of groundbreaking transformations and cultural upheaval. Fasten your seatbelts for an exciting exploration of a time when the world truly changed forever. Number 20. The first video game. In the early 1960s, a new form of entertainment was born: video games. The very first game, Space War, was created by Steve Russell and his team at MIT in 1962. This pioneering game featured two players controlling spaceships, battling it out in the vast expanse of space. Using a computer the size of a room, they brought to life a concept that would revolutionize entertainment for generations to come. Today, video games are a multi-billion-dollar industry, but it all started with the simple joy of interstellar combat. Number 19. Beatlemania Origins. The world of music was forever changed in the early 1960s with the rise of the Beatles. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr captured the hearts of millions with their infectious tunes and charismatic personalities. Beatlemania officially began in 1963 with the release of their first hit single, and their popularity only skyrocketed from there. Fans around the globe were captivated, setting the stage for the Beatles to become one of the most influential bands in history. Number 18. Smiley face icon. In 1963, commercial artist Harvey Ball designed the iconic smiley face for an insurance company's morale-boosting campaign. With its bright yellow background, two black eyes, and a simple smile, the smiley face quickly became a symbol of happiness and positivity. Number 17. The first Super Bowl. On January 15, 1967, the first ever Super Bowl took place, marking a significant milestone in sports history. The Green Bay Packers faced off against the Kansas City Chiefs in a game that captivated the nation. The Packers emerged victorious with a 35-10 win, but more importantly, the event laid the groundwork for what would become one of the most watched sporting events in the world. Number 16. Pioneering female astronaut. Valentina Tereshkova made history on June 16, 1963, by becoming the first woman to fly in space. Aboard Vostok 6, she orbited the Earth 48 times over 3 days, showcasing the possibilities for women in space exploration. Number 14. First heart transplant. On December 3, 1967, Dr. Christian Barnard performed the world's first successful heart transplant in Cape Town, South Africa. The patient, Louis Washkansky, received the heart of a young accident victim, Denise Darval. Although Washkansky lived for only 18 days post-surgery, the operation marked a monumental achievement in medical science. Number 13. Birth of the hippie movement. The 1960s saw the emergence of the hippie movement, a countercultural revolution that embraced peace, love, and harmony. Rooted in the beatnik culture of the 1950s, the hippie movement gained momentum in the mid-60s with its opposition to the Vietnam War, its promotion of free love, and its exploration of alternative lifestyles. San Francisco's Haight-Ashbury district became the epicenter of this cultural shift. Number 12. Invention of the laser. In 1960, physicist Theodore Maiman developed the first operational laser at Hughes Research Laboratories. The laser, which stands for Light Amplification by Stimulated Emission of Radiation, revolutionized various fields, including medicine, communications, and manufacturing. Number 11. First episode of Doctor Who. On November 23, 1963, the British television series Doctor Who aired its first episode, introducing viewers to the enigmatic Time Lord known as the Doctor. With the ability to travel through time and space in the TARDIS, the Doctor, portrayed by William Hartnell, embarked on thrilling adventures, capturing the imagination of audiences. Doctor Who quickly became a cultural phenomenon, renowned for its inventive storytelling and enduring legacy, making it one of the longest-running and beloved sci-fi series in history. Number 10. Introduction of zip codes. In 1963, the United States Postal Service introduced zip codes to improve the efficiency of mail delivery. The term ZIP stands for Zone Improvement Plan, and the system assigned a unique 5-digit code to each area, streamlining the sorting and routing process. Number 9. The Monterey Pop Festival. In June 1967, the Monterey Pop Festival marked a pivotal moment in the history of rock music. Held in Monterey, California, the festival showcased a diverse lineup of artists, including Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, The Who, and Otis Redding. It was the first major rock festival, setting the stage for future iconic events like Woodstock. Number 8. Civil Rights Act of 1964. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a landmark legislation in the United States, signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson. This act outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin, and ended segregation in public places. It also provided for the integration of schools and other public facilities. Number 7. The Cuban Missile Crisis. In October 1962, the world faced the terrifying prospect of nuclear war during the Cuban Missile Crisis. When American reconnaissance discovered Soviet ballistic missiles in Cuba, tensions escalated rapidly. For 13 days, President John F. Kennedy and Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev engaged in intense negotiations. The crisis ended when the Soviets agreed to dismantle the missiles in exchange for the U.S. not invading Cuba. This close call highlighted the dangers of the Cold War and the importance of diplomatic resolution. Number 6. The Beatles' Rooftop Concert. On January 30, 1969, the Beatles performed their final live concert on the rooftop of the Apple Corps headquarters in London. The impromptu performance, featuring songs from their album Let It Be, captivated passers-by and drew crowds to the streets below. Despite being cut short by the police, the rooftop concert became an iconic moment in music history, symbolizing the end of an era for the legendary band. Number 5. Creation of the Barbie doll. In 1959, Ruth Handler introduced the Barbie doll, but it was in the 1960s that Barbie truly became a cultural icon. As a reflection of the changing times, Barbie broke away from traditional doll designs and embodied the era's evolving attitudes towards women and fashion. With her wide range of careers and stylish outfits, Barbie inspired young girls to dream big and embrace their individuality, leaving an indelible mark on popular culture. Number 4. Apollo 8's historic broadcast. On December 24, 1968, Apollo 8 made history with its live television broadcast from lunar orbit. Astronauts Frank Borman, Jim Lovell, and William Anders captivated millions as they read from the Book of Genesis and shared stunning images of the Earth and Moon. Number 3. Birth of the Internet concept. In 1969, the seeds of the Internet were planted with the creation of ARPANET, the Advanced Research Projects Agency network. Funded by the U.S. Department of Defense, ARPANET was designed to facilitate communication between research institutions. On October 29, 1969, the first message was sent from UCLA to the Stanford Research Institute, marking the birth of the Internet concept. This groundbreaking development paved the way for the interconnected world we live in today. Number 2. Formation of the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones, one of the most iconic rock bands in history, officially formed in 1962. Comprising Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, Brian Jones, Bill Wyman, and Charlie Watts, the band quickly gained fame for their rebellious image and electrifying performances. Their music, characterized by a raw, bluesy sound, resonated with a generation and solidified their status as rock legends. The Rolling Stones' influence on music and culture remains unparalleled. Number 1. Woodstock Festival. The Woodstock Festival, held in August 1969, epitomized the spirit of the 1960s counterculture movement. Taking place on a farm in Bethel, New York, the festival attracted over 400,000 people for 3 days of peace, music, and unity, featuring legendary performances by artists like Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and The Who. Woodstock became a symbol of the era's ideals and aspirations. It remains one of the most iconic music festivals in history, representing a pivotal moment of cultural and social change. That wraps up our adventure through some of the most captivating moments of the 1960s. If you love discovering these unique events with us, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.